Wow, there's like choc chips in the bottom of this. Hey Hoopers, it's Deanne Love here, and this week we are hanging out in the space that I do a ton of my hooping in. You might have seen on my Instagram account that I spin around in here a lot. So I'm going to head on over to Facebook and check out some of your questions for this week. I'll be right back. Okay, let's get straight into these questions. There's some fun ones on the Facebook page. Lisa McLennan, she said, of all the wonderful places that you've been, which was your favorite hooping spot? I see so many beautiful pictures and have always wondered. Also, what's one place you must hoop that you haven't yet? It's so cool because recently I just, for some reason, resaved this photo. Can you see this? This is like a really old photo. It's many years ago, and I was hooping Sunset Kopanga, and that was a pretty magical time. And I'm like uber brown. Wow. I love tropical destinations. So anywhere that I have hooped on beaches like Byron Bay or in Bali or Thailand or any in the Philippines, just like incredible, amazing sunsets, beautiful beach. So that is dream locations, but really anywhere. The park in Tokyo near our house that I used to hoop in, definitely probably not a dream location. It was a magical space for learning. So my mom's backyard, also a magical space for learning. And where I am right now, I don't know if you can see, this is the space. This is one of the spaces in the warehouse that we're in, where I teach regularly, and I just have I spend a lot of time in here hanging out and playing and practicing. So this is a cool location as well. I've hooped on crazy stages in Japan. I've hooped down the street in like Californian love parades, and hooped in the magical redwood forests in Santa Cruz, and like so many places in Tokyo, drawing like crazy crowds in Harajuku. Where would I like to go? Last year I really wanted to go to the Philippines and not only meet the awesome hoopers, but also hoop as a mermaid, and that was in Boracay, and so we got to do that. I would like to, everywhere, wherever you guys are at. I feel like I want to go to some new places and hoop with hoopers around the world. So invite me. Where are you? You can tell me down below. Invite me to your house, your backyard. That's where I want to hoop. From Lisa Michelle, and she says, how and when did you start hooping, and what's your favorite hoop size? How and when? How did I start hooping? I randomly saw an amazing hooper rocking out in her living room with this massive hoop and crazy like infected mushroom dance music or something. That was through a friend's blog. The friend was Gala Darling, or still is Gala Darling, and she was having International Dress Up Day, and I clicked through on this link and I found hooping, and I was hooked ever since, and that was in 2007. What is my favorite hoop size? I really love 90 centimeter polypro from Super Hooper, the UV reactive ones. I'm actually trying to look right now, if you know where I can find them, for the 1/2 inch polypro, the really thin ones. I only have one of those, and I kind of want to play around with that size for a little bit to give my twin hooping a bit of a break, so it's nice and light and I can kind of access some new stuff, and always fluoro. We had to have a change of location because I was running out of battery. You get to see how completely filthy the mirrors are in here. There's a dance troupe in Melbourne who are incredible, and they're called the Real Hot Bitches. They actually rehearse in here or have their classes in here every Tuesday night, and I am sure there is a little bit of writhing going on looks like butt cheek marks, which really would not surprise me. Anyway, if you don't know Jane Fondle, she's an amazing hooper, and she is in Melbourne. She is a real hot bitch, actually. Let's go back to these questions. I'm going to try and answer 2 more. So, will you come to NC? LOL. Yes. April Adams. I would love to. Oh my gosh, I want like the Hoop Lovers private jet and the Magic Bus so I can just visit you all. Wouldn't that be amazing? Last question, and then I will answer some more in next week's video. Trisha Lynn said, what was the most frustrating move for you to learn? Also, was there any? I'm just going to put that word in there, that you found instantly clicked, at least for the most part, without much or any practice at all. Most frustrating, the knee stuff, because it was early on in my hoop days. It just kept dropping. And I would practice in the park, and when I say park, it was the Tokyo park, so there was very little grass and it was pretty filthy and it was just one big hot mess, really. When I first started, it was summer in Japan and I was practicing a lot. It was really sweaty and grotty and fun. I got a really good workout because I would just be constantly doing squats, picking the hoop up from the floor. I got mega bruises. I was using a huge hoop at the time. It was quite frustrating. And then beyond that was trying to get it from my knees to my waist. I was like, how is this even happening? I was just practicing a lot on my own, and I think I was watching Hoop Girl DVDs, probably Hypnotica as well, rushing back home, checking the DVD, and then like rushing back, and there wasn't a ton of tutorials online. Just it was self-practice and perseverance and patience, and it was, yeah, that was pretty frustrating. Things that clicked, well, I guess, yeah, like the longer you've been hooping, kind of the more spatial awareness, coordination, strength, all that stuff. So some tricks or moves that are like quite tricky, you're like, whoa, that looks really intense. It just kind of falls into place quite quickly the more that you hoop. I think because I did a ton of work with my twins back in the, like with really big heavy hoops, just a lot of strength training. I think like I got some solid foundations with that, so twin hooping became a bit of a favorite. But it's like anything, if you kind of fall out of practice with it, if it doesn't become your focus, then it can take a little bit of retraining. So a lot of off-body tricks did kind of come naturally, but others were just a progression, like body rolls. I still feel like there's an element of frustration because initially in the early days there was fear, and so it took a while to get over that fear. I can do the moves, there's so many body rolls, but they don't always feel perfect, and so searching for that perfection can be frustrating. What is your most frustrating move? Like, what are you really challenged by? And I get a lot of questions about certain areas of the body, like a ton of people I see on forums or on the Hoop Lovers Facebook page or on my YouTube videos will be like, I still don't get chest hooping, I still don't get shoulder hooping. And I just really want to say, like, it doesn't come really quickly. And the crazy thing is, with like watching on social media, you will see like kick-ass hooping. Yes, they might have been hooping for 3 months or, you know, just like a year or whatever it is, which seems like a really, really short time, but they could have had other backgrounds, other practices. They might do a ton of yoga. They might be practicing a lot every day, which is going to be different to a person who has been hooping for a year but can only practice like once a week. So you have to give yourself time and be really patient. And some people are just like connected. Their upper body moves a lot differently. So they might find that chest or upper body hooping comes a bit more naturally. So just play. There's so many different things that you can do. Try not to let the frustration get to you. And if you do find yourself like swearing and wanting to throw your hoop away, just laugh. It's hilarious. Take a photo, put it on Instagram or whatever, so we can all join you and celebrate the frustrations. So we're going to finish up with the Q&A right there, which is kind of good timing because I don't know if you can hear, but downstairs it sounds like there's a freaking tiki party going on. So lots of fun times down there. I might go and join them. I will see you next week, next Q&A. In the meantime, happy hooping. Huge, huge hoop love from me to you. Oh, and I forgot to say, if you have a question that you have either tried to ask me and I haven't answered, or you just have a brand new question, then you can leave it down below this video, or you can watch out for my Q&A invitations on my Instagram account and on my Facebook. Bye.
Easy.